All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bloggers Blurb here tonight with Josh Lockhart, and we're going to go over some of the awards that were handed out last night and tonight.
Yes, so this has always been my pet peeve with the KIJHL. I appreciate how they want to hand out the award individually to the players for the division awards, but we don't know who's won in the other division until they post it or such. So, yeah, I wish they would share it and also distribute the awards, but anyway. Needless to say, a lot of awards were handed out in Creston last night.
Yes, yep.
And there was only one left for the rest of the division, which is what Chase Miller earned today as the rookie of the division. So, be prepared for a lot of Creston Valley Thundercats. Brock Lefebvre was the top goalie of the year for the division, which, as a 20-year-old, I think he's 20. I'm gapping.
I think he is 20, actually.
You're totally going to check that out for me
I
now,
will,
aren't you?
you betcha.
That's to be expected. Now, for me, this is a curious one. As the leading scorer for the Eddie Mountain Division was Paxton Malone. Now, he's not... Sorry, we're just looking at how old Brock Lefebvre is
19.
right now. But he turns 20 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. Anyway, Paxton Malone came to Creston for pretty much nothing, and he didn't get as many points with Creston as he did with Spokane. So for me, that was a little bit of like a curious one, but I can understand why they gave it to him because he earned a lot of points. I believe 64 points was his total between the two teams.
And 46 of those were with Spokane,
yes.
18 with the Thundercats.
Yes, okay. And he was averaging like a point and a half with Spokane.
Yeah.
I say just a point,
yeah.
which is still impressive with the Thundercats. So, but he, and rightfully so, he did post 64 points, well deserving of that. I would have just thought someone who played most of their time with the division might have got it, but whatever. Congratulations to Paxton Malone. Now, the person who really raked in the awards yesterday was Sebastian Kilcommons from the Thundercats. He earned the most valuable player, the top defenseman, and the most sportsmanlike, which is very impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's I do believe, a defenseman or is he a defenseman? Why am I gapping on the Thundercats line? I'm not sure why. But, yeah, Sebastian Kilcommons. Yeah, he is a defenseman. So, well, of course he's a defenseman because he was given the top defenseman. What am I thinking? Oh, I gapped there. Sorry, everyone. You're probably like, oh, Josh is an idiot. And I am sometimes. And then the other awards that were handed out was head coach and general manager Jeff Dubois won coach of the division, but also coach of the year for the league. Now, I disagree with this one, but I also understand where they're coming from. I feel his players have made him look awesome. He's been able to recruit a lot of talent because they are the Cyclone Taylor hosts. So it's easy to say, hey, look, you get an automatic ticket to the top tournament in Junior B in the province. So easy to attract talent. Still earns it. Now, I feel you can make a case for pretty much every coach in our division to earn this. And this is going to sound like heavily hometown favorite, but I've been really impressed with Derek Stewart to come in with a roster that had very few returning players and to make them competitive, to be second in the division and fifth in the league. So for me, I think that was maybe an unfortunate oversight, but I struggle with that one. But the rest of them, I agree with, and congratulations to the Thundercats for really raking in all those awards.
I would agree, and like you said, there's a lot of talent there in Creston, and
yes.
Their backs against the wall here tonight a little bit. They're 1-1 with Creston or with Columbia Valley, and I figure that's going to be a close series as well. I don't think that they're definitely not going to roll over the Rockies, But
I think they will. Jim and I disagree on this one, but yeah, it's looking like it's a lot closer than anticipated.
Well, I think that the one thing you got to remember is that they play a tough style of hockey,
Yes.
and Creston's more of a speed and finesse. So when they get up, against a team that is going to play physical and hard and punish them, make them work for their goals.
Yep.
And of course, the goaltending is everything for the Columbia Valley Rockies if they're going to maintain it. And by the sounds of it tonight, he's having a great night. So.
Yeah, totally. Oh, so I'm surprised you haven't asked me about this game at all. Did you just want to avoid that?
No, I think we should talk about it. Yeah, we got to get it out on the table here, and I think the best way to deal with it is just to talk about it. And
Yes. So my Monday to Friday job, what I do for a living.
That's right. Yeah,
mental
exactly.
health, counseling. So yes, talk about it. Now, this is obviously a much different game than yesterday,
Yep.
which is to be expected. When you lose 8-3, you're not going to expect the Riders of all the teams to just roll over and die.
No.
So for me, this is totally expected. The unexpected part now has been, I've been an official, but for basketball and volleyball, not at the hockey level, but I don't want to say parents, but yeah, parents some get a little crazy in all sports against the official. And for me, the main job as the official, yes, you got to get the calls right, but you also need the consistency, and you want to maintain safety or order in the game. And I feel we're bubbling on
The brink.
a brink of that right now due to some inconsistency and more attention being focused in the stands than on the ice. So it's been a frustrating game to watch there. And this, again, being a mental health person, and teenagers and their brains are very vulnerable right now. I get worried about player safety, and I'm standing with a bunch of parents watching the game, and that's their child who could be run into the boards, head injury, right? Like, I just get worried about that stuff. So I'm getting nervous.
And I understand that, Josh, and that's where you got to rely on the players to have the respect factor. And I think these two teams do respect each other. But I do believe that they will punish each other as much as they can possibly get away with. And if that liberty is taken, then you're right. Somebody could end up being injured, and not just for a game or two, but they could be out for a while.
Yeah. Well, and you can maintain that respect, but when you start getting angry,
that's right. That's right.
that
You're right.
kind of checks out. Which, whether the anger is coming from missed calls or from missed opportunities or from being hit or whatever it may be, it then starts checking out. So I feel there's a lot more anger out there than there was yesterday. So
I would agree with that. I think a bit of frustration, pent up, and playing, the same team 2 nights in a row when so much is on the line. This would be a huge game for Fernie to win because, it sends them back home with the split, with home ice advantage back in their court.
Right.
So that the Dynamiters are going to want to keep them at bay and not let them score. But you're right. You get that kind of emotion into the game at this age, and it could turn ugly fast. So
yeah, totally. So the Dynamiters have to score within the first 5 minutes of this period to have any kind of chance of coming back into this game, or else it will be Fernie. Now, that then gives Fernie the advantage because they we got the Zamboni driver honking his horn. That was entertaining.
Yeah, it was. That's a new way to crash the net.
Yes, totally. Because then, sorry, where was I? It would be a 1-1 series, so that then gives Fernie the home ice advantage because they've now then got 3 games at home after this. So it will be, really interesting to see where this game goes from here. Yeah.
Yeah, and this series we knew it was going to be a good series between two teams that don't like each other. The fans are here in droves, which is always going to happen with these two teams. And you feel glad to be a part of this, and you want these games to be good and clean and fun, and somebody can't make the show about themselves, and that's the thing. We've got a huge building here and a big following of both teams here to take in some good hockey, and so far tonight it's been a little bit sketchy. There's been some botched calls, if you will. But we'll see how it goes from here.
Yes, totally. What has been fun to watch with the Fernie fans is some of them have cutouts of the riders' faces.
Oh, jeez.
So if you just look to your right over there, you can see some of the cutouts. They're face down right now. But so that has been hilarious to see them just because they've had 2 reasons to celebrate with the goals. So yeah, they've been a fun crew to watch right now.
Well, and what, like we said, Game 5 would go here next Thursday if needed, and I fully expect it'll be back here. I don't think it's going to be a quick series.
Nope. I still say 7 games.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that for sure. And I know Jim's thinking 6, but but sometimes we're more than 40% right, which is good.
Oh, you're going to bring that up again. I thought you were just going to leave that off air.
I was. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, and that's the thing. You put yourself on the line and you try to guess. And I had my opinions too. Yeah, exactly. I had my opinion too, and I didn't make it public, and I was actually only 30% right. So I was a little more wrong than you were. So I can say things. So
yeah, I do wonder. Because the Ghostriders changed their jerseys from yesterday to today. If they will, their next home game, or not home game, away game when they're here on Thursday, if they will sport the red or sport the black. Because this sport it's a mental game. Yes, it's about finesse and strength and all those pieces. But if you can't keep your brain in check, it can do a whole lot of things to what your body then can do. So it'll be really interesting to see how that just plays out for the Ghostriders since they have so many jerseys to choose from. Yeah,
and lots of sports have their superstitions, but hockey is one of the most. And
yes.
I'll never forget some of the players jumping over the blue line every time they skated over it in the warm up because they didn't want to touch it. Right? Just little things that can add up. But you're right. I could, as a whole, that could change the dynamic of the whole team. Right? They all want to wear that jersey because they're going to succeed.
Yeah, because they just won. Yeah, or whatever. Maybe I hope they don't win, but if they do, then it'll be really interesting to see what they do.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Lockhart here for Bloggers Blurb tonight. We thank you for coming to the booth again. And,
thanks for having me.
And we may see you next Thursday. And
yes, we'll go from there.
We'll go from there. You betcha. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.